Yes, I thought common sense prevailed with Gary Card. We wait to see whether that has an impact on the medals in the 200 meters. Just gone 8 o'clock. It's going to rattle through tonight's session. Not quite as long as the one we've just had, which we split in half. So golds so far today for Italy with Serena Di Fabio in the women's 5,000 meter race walk, and for Australia with Isaac Beecroft in the men's. Who's taking the title tonight? Really looking forward to this inaugural mixed relay. I love that Australian world record in the first of the semis, and then Britain in the second. French are on the outside, second in heat 2. Watch for Dylan Tello on the third leg. Yeah, we can see you, sure, she says, and Niang will be anchoring them home, 42.16. It's quite wide open, this one. Then the Nigerians, Nkwankwo on the second leg, and there's a Kuchwu. Two very, very good female sprinters. They really have got a cracking team, 41.91 this year. Then to the Australians, Lubenda started really well for them. And Philp goes anchor leg. They broke that world record, 41.64. The winners of Heat 1 drawn next to the winners of Heat 2. Great Britain superseded them by 0.04 of a second. Divine Ahimi, Ajay round that second bend, and Sophie Thomas anchoring them home. Big job for her. The United States, they won't be in the women's 4x1, so they'll be fired up for this one. Altheimer around that second bend, and Ava Kitchings hoping to bring them home with a medal. Sandwiched in between Great Britain and the Italians. And the Italians have drafted in Doualla for the anchor leg. She wasn't part of their quartet, who finished second in the opening heat. Bronze in the 100 meters. She's an unbelievable 16-year-old, she really is. Then to the Jamaicans, third in heat 1, 42.08. They may well have to go inside 42 seconds for this title. Stewart, East, Morgan and Edwards. They don't call it the baton, they call it the stick. Got to get it round in one piece. Bauer Schlag. Watch for Anna Chili on that second leg, down that back straight. Lovely looking runner to watch in full flow. Domingos on the anchor leg for them. And it wouldn't be a relay without Poland. Third in heat 2, 42.18. They're all pretty evenly matched. It could be an absolute belter, this. Could come down to thousands. Gondek on the anchor leg for Poland. Here we go. The inaugural edition of the mixed 4x1 relay. The sun is setting on this magnificent arena, and it's about to be illuminated with a brand new final. Poland in 1, Germany 2, Jamaica 3, Italy 4, USA Heat 3 winners in 5, Great Britain Heat 2 winners in 6, Australia Heat 1 winners in 7, Nigeria second from the outside, and France in lane 9. What difference will Doualla make to the Italians? Can the Americans upgrade? They were only 4th quickest in the heats. And will we see another world record? It currently stands with Great Britain at 41.6 from that second heat. Cracking final in prospect. The inaugural mixed 4x1 relay final in the World Under-20 Championships. Let battle commence. Such a sense of anticipation for this one. The United States in 5. Good start by the Italians, by the way. Decent change over there by the Americans. Great work by the Australians. And they've got an advantage at the moment. Good changeover as well. Now come Great Britain and the Americans scorching into contention. Australia, Great Britain, Italy and the Americans will have to come from a long way back. What on earth happened with the Australians? Not quite sure. Great Britain, but here comes Kelly Doualla. Oh, it's gold for Italy. I think Great Britain outdipped the United States for silver, and something went terribly wrong for the Australians. And yet again, it's another world record. And guess what? Doualla did make the difference. Great Britain edging out the United States. They're over the moon with the quickest time they've ever produced. And the USA came from a long, long way down to take the bronze. But it was all drama at the front and a nightmare finish for the Australians, who had been going so very well.
Yes, Equimondo to Philp. It was so unfortunate, Robin and Rosie. Tubel was off and running, and that baton just fell out of her hand at the absolute wrong time. Would she have held off Doualla? None of us know, but boy, oh boy, for 3 legs, they were in the frame. And the baton changes have been so good up until then. It was a spectacular final. And there is Tubel on the left. So she led off today when the Australian women broke the Australian record. So she anchored tonight as she did in the heat. But that's what baton running's all about, Rosie. You have to get it around, and that's the first priority.
Absolutely. It's all well and good doing it quickly, but if the baton isn't there, then it doesn't count. So the Australians, it's really unfortunate. These tiny mistakes make such an impact. It does happen in relay running. We see it on the world stage, we see it in the senior stage all the time. It is just part of it. The Australians were looking really smooth with the baton changes in the heats as well. I think the quartets have, on the whole here, been so good. But the Italians, wow, what a moment for them. Doualla was superb on that final leg. She was so good. You could see her coming from about 70 metres or so to go, and she just gained momentum and momentum and momentum. It was so impressive. The world record thoroughly deserved.
It was some run, wasn't it? Doualla 10.17, and by the way, Eza Chukwu bringing Nigeria home in 4th. She ran a 9.89 on the anchor leg. So the Americans are on the podium, Great Britain on the podium, and so too Italy. But that was heartache for the Australians. But that's what happens in the relays. Many great champions have had disappointing moments in the relays, and at least there's still a togetherness in the team.
No, it's great. Maya Tabor went up to Tubel Philp and gave her a big hug. Tabor ran the back straight. These are young women and men. Big learning curve for them, really big. 3 of them are 17 years of age, so it's a big learning curve. Italy, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Doualla, 16 years of age with a gold and a bronze from these championships.
And the last 2 years, European under-20 champion, European under-18 champion. She is something else. That's Divine Ahimi. He was on lead leg. There's the changeover, 1-2 for the Americans, Lugo to Taylor. The Australians at this stage, this changeover was perfect. Absolute snap of the wrist there. Here the Aussies are up. And it just fell to the ground along with their aspirations. Good change from the Americans, but look how far behind Doualla was. I thought she might make a difference. I didn't know whether it would be a bronze to silver or silver to gold, but she really is flying at the moment. The Americans were closing, but Thomas hung on for second for Great Britain. Doualla, though, was not to be denied. She's already putting together an incredible array of medals at European and now world level. And guess what? She'll still be eligible for the World Under-20s in 2 years' time. That's how good she is.
They've had some great male sprinters. I mean, you go back to Manea, who beat Wells famously in that 200 final in Moscow. And, of course, Jacobs is the big one. Jacobs, what he did in Tokyo was remarkable. And now we've got a female that all of Italy can follow for the rest of her career.
Great scenes. Divine Ahimi only lives a few miles away from me. Both his parents are Nigerian. I think they may have gone to the Com Games. 2 very good athletes in their own right. And Kitchings did indeed bring the Americans home with a medal, 10.21. And that was a display of composure from the Australians, making sure they commiserated collectively and consoled one another. They'll learn the lessons, they'll bounce back. Beecroft had a world record this morning in the men's 5,000 metre race walk, and there's another for the Italians. 9.79 round that bend for Pagliarini. The Saturday night gold rush has begun here at Hayward Field. The Italians taking the title and establishing a new world record. Great Britain, a fabulous silver, edging out the States by a single hundredth. Nigeria just out the medals with fourth.
Incidentally, all of the medalists underneath the previous record that Great Britain set in the heats as well. So it just shows the power of the final.
Well, let's take you through the numbers. Fermin Galvan, brilliant opening leg. Morgan with the quickest leg down the back straight. Then a J of Great Britain, 9.61, and then surely it's the Nigerian anchor. Unbelievable, 9.89. I thought Kitchens had run well to put Thomas under pressure. That's something else. Quickest changeover was the Germans from 1 to 2, Great Britain from 2 to 3, and then the Italians 3 to 4. Well, they'll be so fired up from that, the Italians. They really will.